We're heading into 2021, or maybe you're watching this just into 2021, and I really believe that this is the year of the cryptocurrency, specifically Bitcoin. Hey everyone, Lead Trainer with Stocks to Trade, Tim Bowen here. Be sure to like, subscribe, and share these videos with your friends. We talk about high price stocks, we talk about penny stocks, talk about cryptos, we talk about ETF, we talk about options. I mean, basically what we're trying to do with this channel is find ways for you to maximize your opportunities and spot the best way to grow your account. And it doesn't matter what that financial instrument is, we've got ideas, we've got concepts. Stocks to Trade has tools for you. So share these videos, check out the trial of Stocks to Trade. We've got an amazing basket of pre-built scans, we've got Oracle, we've got broker integration, we've got paper trading if you're new to these volatile stocks. All of these tools that allow you to really maximize your potential for success. And then if you're really looking to take that next step, check out the Steady Trade team. It's a program where I mentor a small group of traders, really tight-knit group. We're really a team. You know, the reason it's called the Steady Trade team is that's the way I approach it. Is, you know, we're all trying to learn and grow and get a little bit better together. Doesn't matter if you've been doing it for 15 years like I am, or 2 years, or 2 months, or 2 days. Check out the Steady Trade team. It's a great way to learn trading. All right, that being said, let's talk crypto, specifically Bitcoin. You know, if you remember, if you've been around, I mean, obviously I'm sure you're familiar with Bitcoin. The reason I'm doing this video is we finally broke that 15,000 level, and you can see this kind of line chart from Coinbase here in front of you that's showing that resistance level that took pretty much 2 years to break out, you know, as we struggled with that area all the way of that 14.15 area, and we really broke that technical area. And why does that matter? Remember, you know, when you're talking anything speculating, it doesn't matter if it's a cryptocurrency, doesn't matter if it's a stock, again, doesn't matter if it's any sort of instrument that's trading. The biggest moves always come when there's animal spirits. Okay, it's a great book. I think I read it 10 years ago, but it's a concept of that mania. Okay, that is what we look for, especially in day trading and short-term trading. We want heated emotion. We want FOMO. Okay, we want everyone that wants to get in and doesn't care what the bid is. Okay, if you're familiar with an order book level 2, you know, we've got the bid and the ask, and we talk about this when we've got that emotion, that heated FOMO. People don't care what the ask is. They just start smashing the bid, and they start doing market orders, and they say, gimme the shares, or gimme the crypto. And I think once you're going to see this, especially at the point I'm recording, we're kind of right in the heat of the election. We're just a couple days past that. I think, you know, you're going to see that news flow. Obviously, it's the number one thing in the news today. But once that starts to calm down, at some point we'll figure it out. You know, whoever wins is, you know, whoever's determined to be the winner, somebody will be picked. That news flow will die down, and I think you're going to see a lot of emotion come back into Bitcoin. And you'll get a quick anecdote of what I expect, especially as we head into the winter and the spring. I will always remember December 2017, and maybe you do too. That's when Bitcoin really went vertical. And again, you can see that right here on this Coinbase chart. I mean, November, you know, we were at 8,000, and then you go up to, you know, end of December, well, really middle of December, and we dang near hit 20,000, which ended up being the top. And I mean, that's just a vertical move. But back to that FOMO and that animal spirits idea, I was actually in New York City in December, the day Bitcoin topped. I remember being in New York City for a trading conference that I was speaking at, and I just remember getting on the airplane. Everyone's talking, well, driving to the airport, start there. You know, I'm listening to NPR, talk radio, and it's just Bitcoin, 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 Bitcoin. I get to the airport, everybody's talking Bitcoin. I get on the plane, everybody's talking Bitcoin. I land at JFK, everyone's talking Bitcoin. The Uber driver's asking me, get to the hotel, you're walking on the street, just everyone wanted in. Everyone, that was the buzz, and that's what created that vertical move. And in my opinion, that madness, that heated reaction is the reason Bitcoin kind of pulled back and did nothing for basically 3 years. It just got too overheated. Too many people rushed in. Too many people pushed it. Smashing that at bid button, not caring what the ask in, getting crappy fills, doing market orders, and immediately being upside down and being a bag holder. And then that's why you see that basically pullback, hard pullback, all the way up until early 2019, when we kind of started in mid 2019 and started grinding back. So that being said, the reason I believe in 2021 and I believe in crypto, I think this is the real breakout because it took a couple years. It didn't take 2 weeks like it did in 2017. This is an orderly breakout. This is consolidation, from a technical support and resistance, technical analysis standpoint. This is exactly the price action you want to see on like a swing trade, like a higher priced earnings winner that's maybe in a hot sector. You like to see that big move, consolidation, and then that re-breakout in more of an orderly fashion. So technically, I'm a big believer in Bitcoin. I think we've made massive advancements from a usability standpoint too. If you remember 2017, you had to basically be a quote unquote nerd or a geek. And hey, I consider myself a nerd or a geek. Those are actually, to me, those are compliments. But to actually use Bitcoin 3-4 years ago, you had to, it wasn't easy. Now you've got PayPal that's getting in there. You got Square getting in there. See, these are some of the biggest payment processors out there. So now we're reaching mainstream. We've got a technical breakout. I really think now this year is going to be the year of Bitcoin when it comes to what should have happened in more of an orderly fashion 3 or 4 years ago, but things got too heated. So that being said, let me know. Do you have any Bitcoin? Drop me some comments below. And what I really want to know is, so let me know 2 things. Do you have any Bitcoin? And number 2, did you buy in December 2017? Did you get lured? I still remember. I know I already mentioned NPR, but NPR is kind of, very boring, for lack of a better term. They don't talk about much technology. They don't talk about cryptocurrencies. Every single day, crypto on boring old NPR and, all the news outlets. So did you buy in December 2017, get bagged because you felt the FOMO? Or, did you buy earlier or later? Let me know in the comments. And ultimately, do you agree? Do you think this was the big technical breakout at 15,000 that we've been waiting for? And do you think this is the year of Bitcoin like I do? So that being said, drop a comment, share, liking these videos, check out the Steady Trade team. Again, in the Steady Trade team, we talk options, we talk Forex here and there. We talk ETFs, we talk futures. Really, if there's a way to trade or potentially make money, we talk about it in the Steady Trade team, and we're really agile. And one of the biggest things we talk about is discipline. And we would have never chased Bitcoin up in December 2017. I can tell you that much. So anyway, have a great day, everyone. Share these videos, and I look forward to seeing you the next time.